Hello everyone, bonjour tout le monde. I'm David Neufeld, National President of the Union of Safety and Justice Employees. I would like to take a moment to touch base before the end of the year and to say thank you and to all of USJE's members across the 18 federal departments for your dedication and commitment throughout this pandemic and for helping to keep Canadians safe. Merci pour votre dévouement envers le Canadien et Canadienne. As your national president, my commitment is to you. I would like to provide you with a brief update on the work we've accomplished this year and issues we continue to work on. First, let me begin on the new normal. USJE has been consistently involved in regular meetings with all departments to discuss the transition to the new normal. As the world has continued to evolve and adapt to conditions within the COVID-19 pandemic, USJE has been hard at work to advocate for hybrid work environments, where our members can have a choice of working off-site. There is no doubt that the pandemic has highlighted that some work can be done outside of the workplace, when proper technology is made available, and when employers are flexible and creative in their approach. USJE's position on the development of the new normal has been clear. All telework arrangements must be done in a fair, consistent, and transparent manner, while also being flexible and considering the needs of our members. There needs to be a structure in place to establish these telework arrangements, so that it is not simply left to a local supervisor to make the call without justification. We know and are already hearing that departments which do not incorporate a hybrid work environment as part of the new normal, when it is possible, will not be an employer of choice for the future. In the upcoming months, USJE will continue to press each department on this issue and demand that we are fully involved in determining the new normal for all of our members. Many of the smaller departments we represent continue to see higher levels of telework. In fact, many of these smaller departments have seen members working from home almost 50% of the time. Some of the larger departments have seen USJE's members returning to the workplace at much higher rates, but our members are still seeing anywhere from 1 to 3 days of telework per week. We will continue to fight so that members who can work from home are given that opportunity. Moving on to the presumptive injury. Over the years, it has been abundantly clear that many of our USJE members have been and continue to be exposed to direct and indirect trauma through the course of completing their duties. Consequently, they often suffer in silence and from what is effectively operational stress injury, including mental health injuries. Regrettably, these members have never been included in presumptive injury definitions. Our objective with the creation of our USJE National Presumptive Injury Campaign is that our members who struggle with psychological injuries due to their work be included in presumptive injury legislation and be compensated by workers' compensation regardless of which provincial or territorial jurisdiction they live in. It is also important that our members be given access to timely and trauma-informed mental health experts when suffering from a mental health injury at work. To that end, our communications team has provided strong support to this work through the launch of our Presumptive Injury Campaign website, ptsiatwork.ca. More specifically to Alberta, our campaign to defend our members' jobs. Ever since Alberta's former Premier, Jason Kenney, announced his interest in considering the replacement of the Alberta RCMP with a provincial police force, USJE has been actively monitoring the situation, knowing that Mr. Kenney may try to move forward with his plan without support of many Albertans. As a union, we are determined to stand by USJE's members in Alberta, just like our members working for the RCMP in Alberta spend their professional lives standing by Albertans to protect them and to keep them safe. Earlier this year, USJE launched a joint campaign with the Public Service Alliance of Canada to inform Albertans on the risks associated with severing Alberta's contract with the RCMP. Phase 1 of the joint campaign to keep the RCMP in Alberta included a multifaceted approach, including the launch of the Albertans for RCMP.ca website, ad campaigns on rural radio in Alberta and town council presentations, and an op-ed published in the Calgary Herald by one of USJE's own members from the RCMP, Valda Barons. USJE initiated Phase 2 of our campaign in November. This second phase began with a rally in Edmonton on Thursday, November 17th. USJE has also launched a province-wide petition campaign sponsored by Calgary MLA Ifran Sabir, who is the justice critic for the official opposition in Alberta's Assembly. Furthermore, we will be talking directly to Albertans with a series of targeted radio, newspaper, and social media ads. For USJE members, keeping the RCMP in Alberta is a bread and butter issue. It's common sense, and in our minds, it's non-negotiable. We are determined to keep the RCMP in Alberta and keep Albertans and Canadians safe. As National President, I'm asking for your help to do that. Thank you. Ayant dit cela, nous allons redoubler nos efforts pour défendre les emplois et de nos membres. Finally, let's talk about bargaining with Treasury Board. Depuis le début de la pandémie, nous avons délivré la marchandise. Nos membres font un travail incroyable. Ils contribuent à protéger les Canadiens chaque jour et à assurer la sécurité de nos communautés. Our members work under conditions most people would not understand unless they go into our workplaces. During the pandemic, our members pulled together and demonstrated that they can be effective working in a hybrid work environment. Hybrid work environments allow our members to achieve work-life balance that improves our working conditions and the mental health of so many. Now is the time to look to the future and enshrine remote work or hybrid work into our collective agreements. Our members deserve to work in conditions that support their mental health. Not only do they need to provide us with healthy working conditions, they also need to offer us fair wages. As the cost of living hits record highs we haven't seen in a generation, the government is asking workers to take a pay cut when they need a raise most. The government's latest offer, averaging 2.06% per year over 2021 to 2025, is completely out of touch with soaring inflation across Canada. The employer's insulting wage offer is a slap in the face to our members, who have been delivering frontline services to Canadians throughout the pandemic. C'est tout simplement incroyable. Notre employeur, le gouvernement du Canada, veut nous donner une baisse salariale. Est-ce que nous allons accepter une baisse salariale? No. It is time that our employer shows us that they value us. Il est temps de démontrer au Conseil de Trésor que nous sommes sérieux et nous méritons mieux. To conclude, I'm extremely proud to be your national president. We still have lots of work to do in order to protect your health and safety, negotiate fair collective agreements, and ultimately protect the safety of all Canadians. Make sure to follow us on social media and that you have provided us with your personal email addresses in order to receive our updates. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year. Joyeuses fêtes, joyeux Noël, et bonne année. Stay safe.